Igal, obviously a really good victory for you today. A good way to end the season for Arsenal.
Yeah, man, that's what we do, man, Terry. Last day of the season, at home, pressure's off. We tend to see the team perform well for the home crowd and the team that have been supporting the whole team the whole season. 5 goals in the game, similar to what we did last year versus Everton. Granit Xhaka bagging a brace on his farewell. That's really good to see. Bukayo Saka, nice little left foot finish. Jesus even got on the goal sheet, and surprising to see KVR getting on the goal sheet. Shout out to him. And Trossard, what a signing he's been, Trossard, getting also a couple assists in the game. But that's not only the only thing. When it comes to this season, that's the most goals we've scored in the Premier League. I'm not sure if that's all time or what it is, but we scored a lot of goals this season, close to 90 goals. All comps, we scored over 100 goals. That's a massive accomplishment because last year, Mikel Arteta said we're aiming to try to get at least 90 goals all comps next season. We smashed that. And it's a lot of people are going to be disappointed. It's going to be a bittersweet end, as somebody said earlier. But the reality is, it's been a good season. It's not been a great season because we didn't go and finish what we started. But hey, there's more to come, and I'm happy with the progression we've made this season as a total group. There's a lot to be happy about going forward, and hopefully we have a strong summer and we push on from here.
Do you know what? You said something. Said something there, Gal. That's really important. All banter aside, how you feel about your club should never be impacted by others' banter. So if you're happy with the progression, as long as you're holding the standards true that we have to keep challenging now and we can't just go back to struggling for top 4 or missing out and not winning trophies. Although it's not great how you ended, you're still allowed to be, if you believe in the process or you believe in the situation or you believe, whatever the phrase you want to use is, there's a reason to still be happy and excited as an Arsenal fan, because if by the logic that if you don't win the league, you have to throw the baby out with the bathwater and be angry all the time, that literally means 19 teams at the end of every single season should be fuming. And is that really realistic?
No. I really do think the way we describe things nowadays is dependent on who you are and how you view things. I'm someone who's going to say, no matter what anyone tells me, this has been a good season. We've made massive progression, and a lot of people need to understand that without baby steps, you're never going to get where you need to get. Man City didn't just rock up and do the Aguero moment out of nowhere. They had heartache themselves. Liverpool themselves, every other team, they have that moment where they need to get over the hurdle. And this is a stepping stone and a learning curve that we need to get to. And maybe this was a necessary part of the journey. But yeah, it is what it is. And as long as we push on, no one's going to be angry next season.
The thing is, I wouldn't jump to that conclusion about being part of the journey, because you have to wait till next season to see how next season goes.
I mentioned that. Oh,
okay, all right, fair enough.
From Anfield, From Anfield, we were a shambles, and Igal says Mikel Arteta has the team more ready for the Champions League than Arsene Wenger did towards the end. For F's sakes, for us, Champions League equals brown bread. Cliff thinks you're going to do nothing in the Champions League, Igal.
You're not.
I just find it funny that you negate everything that's been done this whole season and you just look at the last 5 games and say that's what we're going to be for next season. That's ridiculous. Come on. He's basically taken everything that we've done this season and negated it down to the last 5 games of the season.
No, I think it means terms of the Champions League, the experience, the quality, and then also the pressure that you'll have as well. It is pressure in Champions League. You've shown that you haven't been able to handle pressure well 2 seasons in a row. Now you're going to have better quality players. Better quality opposition in a tournament that's harder than the Europa League. And yet you couldn't get over the Europa League.
And that's
so
also
I think that's where it's coming from.
As well.
My question
you're going to have to play that same 11.
My question
you're going to have to play that same 11 game in, game out, Miguel.
My question to Cliff is this team better than those teams that Arsene Wenger had in the business end of when he was retiring, when he was finishing with Arsenal? Also, is this team not better equipped to playing in those big games? Haven't you seen better performances against the bigger teams in the Premier League and in Europe? Have you not seen better performances? Like, what are we talking about? To say brown envelopes, it's almost as if we're what? A team that's creeped into top 4. For us to be dominating the Premier League, finishing second at the end of the season, yes, it's not something to celebrate, but it goes to show you the amount of games and how much points we picked up throughout the year. And it does give you a litmus test of how we're going to perform next year. If you finish second in the Premier League, you're not going to go and now get knocked out in the Europa League. I don't think that's going to happen to us.
Yeah, but one thing I'll say about Arsenal next season is a lot of teams aren't going to take you lightly the way they did at the beginning.
No one took us lightly halfway through the season.
I would say that consistently throughout the season, people were kind of waiting for you to drop off and saying, "Oh yeah, they're going to lose to Tottenham. They're going to lose to Liverpool. They're going to lose to Man City." Time after time, you kept jumping over these hurdles. So I think next season you're going to get a lot more respect, and teams are going to set up completely different to what they did against you guys this season. That's how I see it from next season. I think it's going to be a lot harder for you guys to finish in the top 2, even top 3.
You know what? I honestly do believe no matter what we say here, people are going to negate the fact that this is still a young team that can massively improve, go out in the window, massively improve, and everything you see in this season can only get better. From what I think, I don't think there's going to be too much room for regression in this team. And everyone's almost making it seem like it's the same old team.
I think you will get better because you're going to have better players. So yeah, you will get better, but you've still got.
What makes people think this Chelsea team that finished 12th in the league can get out of the group stage of the Champions League? This Liverpool team that finished where? This Tottenham team that finished 8th can get out of their group stages.
We didn't finish that far behind. We just finished 5th.
What?
We just finished 5th. It's not that bad.
No, I said Tottenham. I said Tottenham finished 8th. So if all these teams that finished way below us in the league and had much worse performances this season, and we've been categorically better than all of them, can get that far in the Champions League, what makes it different for us?
Because those teams that you listed have all been in the Champions League for an extended period of time. This is your first season back in the Champions League. I'm not here sitting there saying that you can't 100% can't go far in the Champions League. You can. You got a good squad. You got a good manager. But experience in the Champions League shows. We've seen it many, many times, and
I think quality shows also.
Quality
experience shows in the final end. We're not winning the Champions League next year, no matter what.
That's the reality. No, but it's still when you get to the group stage, it doesn't matter if it's in the final of the
Champions
League.
League. I'm having two different conversations here. Experience and pressure comes in the group stages after you've already qualified for the group stage. You're in the knockout rounds and you're in the later stages. Tottenham, Liverpool, Chelsea, they all were in the groups. They got out of their group stages, and I expect Arsenal to get out of the group stages because we're categorically better than majority of the teams in Europe.
That's why you're confusing it. Champions League is different.
I genuinely do think this Arsenal team, because we haven't been in Europe, we haven't been able to put ourselves up against the best teams. But when we do next season, you'll be quite surprised in the style of play that we have, the way that we've massively progressed. You'll see that in Europe next season.
The pressure. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So yeah, no, I think we've done that point. I think the viewers will make their minds up now on what's been said there. I love this super chat. Kane to Arsenal would be funny, just like Sol Campbell. I said before, I want him, but there is a sadistic part of me that would love to see that happen and just watch it. Just sit back, popcorn unfold. I would love to see it. I've gone full shameless. Pre-ordered the new Arsenal authentic kit. Champions League badges, Saka on the back. Football is love, passion, friends, banter. TFT is that. Thank you, Guna Paul. I appreciate that, brother. That means a great deal to me. Not that you bought the Arsenal shirt. The comment about the Terrace. Liverpool swap attackers for defenders with Chelsea.
No, you know what?
If Chelsea and Liverpool came together this year, it would have been a brilliant team. Brilliant team.
No, because you know what though, Terry? Our defense has been just as good as theirs at the end of the season.
True. Leicester City shows up to the Prem, won 3 trophies and got relegated before Spurs did anything. Also, Terry would love to hop on a panel one day. Absolutely, bro. We'll start sharing links over the summer for the transfer talk. I'm doing a few more live streams this summer on transfer talks than I did last year, so there'll definitely be the time for that. My brother here, Jerome, says Spurs are 8th, but at least we are not 247 days on the top of the league, then bottled it. It's like being on top of a girl, but you can't finish, bro. That's peak.
What are you talking about? So you'd rather be a loser than not?
No, you're still a loser too.
Listen, at least we tried to go for something where you guys are just accepting losing.
That's the loser mentality.
The way I look at what's more of a loser? Who was more of a loser in the in-betweeners? Simon that couldn't get any. No, sorry, Simon who couldn't get any, or what's the name of the geek? Will, who was had the opportunity, but didn't know what he was doing.
No, the loser is the person who finished 8th and is trying to laugh at the person who finished 2nd.
No, they're both losers. By
the way, it's just a joke. Like, it isn't serious.
I know, but Jerome, come on, man. You can do better than that, Jerome.
do we have to ring the doorbell at Luton Town? You will do. You will do.
No.
This is
When it goes to a VAR review, the referee will have to leave the pitch and go into someone's house to go watch it on the Sky.
Wait, just on Luton, I saw something about their stadium. Apparently they're not allowed to have a capacity of 10K. You need more than that.
Yeah,
You need a
no,
minimum of 20 or something.
How
are they going to do that over the summer?
They'll share a stadium with someone, or they will get an expansion. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, or they'll do some kind of temporary thing. Yeah.
I'm just waiting for someone's dog to be let out of the garden by accident, and he runs onto the pitch.
Something bad's going to happen like that. This here says improvement required by Arsenal is A, compete on all fronts, B, do better than second whilst achieving A. Yeah, massive season for Arsenal next year. No Gooner can get away from that.